Before I tell you about everything that happened, I want you to know something. This little filly standing here almost wasn't. There were several moments during her first month of life when we truly didn't know if she would survive. When Magdalena was born 1 month ago, I imagined sharing joyful photos of a healthy foal racing through the pasture. Instead, this first month has been one of the most emotionally exhausting experiences I've had in a long time. She came into this world during a lightning storm. The rain didn't stop there. It seemed like every day for the next 2 weeks, the skies opened up again. It almost felt as if Mother Nature was determined to test this tiny filly from the very beginning. On her very first day, we were already hauling both Magdalena and her 19-year-old first-time mom, Sheba, to the veterinary clinic. Sheba had retained her placenta, something that can quickly become life-threatening for the mare. While we were focused on helping her mom, Magdalena was trying to figure out how to be a newborn. The stress of the trip, the delayed nursing, and simply not getting enough nutrition in those critical first hours left her incredibly weak. She slept more than any foal I've ever seen during that first week. Every time she lay down, I wondered if she would get back up again. Then came week 2. Just as we hoped she was beginning to improve, something new appeared. Magdalena started buckling over her hocks, folding herself almost into a sitting position like a little dog. I'd never seen anything like it. My heart immediately went to the worst case scenario. I was terrified that her mom stepped on her and damaged her spine. Thankfully, our veterinarian discovered something completely different. She simply couldn't shiver and stand at the same time. Every time she became chilled, her tiny body would almost collapse trying to stay warm. And with all that rain, staying dry was nearly impossible. We did everything we could to keep her under the barn. We'd dry her off, get her comfortable, and within minutes she'd march right back out into the rain as if she had somewhere important to be. I could have locked her in a stall or a small paddock, but I didn't want that for her. Foals need room to move, to strengthen their bodies, and to develop naturally. It felt like choosing between 2 difficult options. Sometimes she became so exhausted, we'd literally have to pick her up and carry her back under the shelter. She wasn't very appreciative of our efforts. She started pinning her ears at us every time we came to rescue her, convinced that we were ruining her plans. Even then, this tiny little filly already had opinions. As if that wasn't enough, she also kept discovering creative ways to escape. Our broodmare pastures are designed so foals can duck underneath the fences and go back and forth, so that they are safely with their mothers. But the barnyard fences aren't built that way. So, night after night, she'd somehow end up on the opposite side of the fence from her mom. So I moved into my horse trailer for several nights. I slept there, waking every hour or 2 to check on them, making sure Magdalena had found Sheba again and was nursing often enough. And during the day, I went on with my normal business of taking care of the rest of the horses. Sleep became optional, but peace of mind became priceless. Finally, by week 3, we started to breathe again. She found a little bounce, a little sparkle, a little bit of that joyful full energy we've been waiting for. I remember thinking, we finally made it, but we hadn't. Just when I thought we had turned the corner, Magdalena developed a severe allergic reaction to something. To this day, we still don't know what caused it. Her temperature climbed to a dangerous 106 Fahrenheit. She broke out in hives from tip of her nose all the way down to her tiny little feet. We started liquid Benadryl, Banamine, cold water baths throughout the day. Anything we could do to cool her down. And the weather certainly wasn't helping. We were dealing with humid summer days with a heat index of 105 Fahrenheit. For nearly a week, she just couldn't regulate her temperature. Then came the itching. And then came the hair loss. Suddenly, this little filly who had already fought so hard no longer had her natural protection from the blazing sun or the relentless bugs. Several times a day, España silk grooming product became one of our best friends, helping soothe and protect her sensitive skin, give her that UV protection that she needed, while we waited for her little body to heal. Every single time I thought we made it, life answered, not yet. Leading up to Sheba's due date, I'll admit something. I had an uneasy feeling. Sheba is 19 years old, and this was her very first foal. I kept choosing hope. I stayed positive. But deep down, I knew how incredibly fragile these first few weeks of a foal's life can be. This past month reminded me just how quickly everything can change. People often see a healthy foal running through a pasture and think that's where the story begins. Sometimes they never realize how many sleepless nights, how many tears, how many prayers, how many moments of wondering whether you will lose them came before that first joyful gallop. And then something unexpected happened. As Magdalena began losing her hair from the allergic reaction, her unusual leopard coloring underneath started showing through in a way we'd never anticipated. Ironically, the very thing that reminded us of one of the hardest chapters of her life became the reason people started stopping to meet her. Visitors would walk into the farm and immediately ask, "Who's that little foal?" They pull out their phones to take photos with her because she'd become such a unique little attraction. Most people see an unusually marked foal. I see a survivor. Every one of those bare patches reminds me of the nights we wonder if she'd even be here to grow another coat. Thankfully, that hair is finally growing back now. And every week she looks a little healthier, a little stronger, a little more like the foal she was always meant to become. Today, when Magdalena sees us, she comes trotting over. She runs beside me. She bounces through the pasture with all 4 feet off the ground. She melts into scratches and cuddles. The little filly who once pinned her ears because we kept carrying her back under the barn now lights up every time she sees us. Somewhere in all the cooling baths, the midnight checks, the medications, the sleepless nights, and all those moments where we simply refused to give up, we rebuilt something stronger together. People often ask why we pour so much of ourselves into these foals. This is why. Because they're fragile. Because life can change in an instant. And because every single day they get stronger feels like an incredible gift. I've been saying the same thing since the day she was born. If Magdalena makes it through all of this, she's going to be one of the toughest horses you'll ever meet. Looking at her today, running, playing, greeting every visitor, stealing everyone's heart, I have a feeling she's only just getting started.